While scrolling through TikTok, I've stumbled upon a video advertisement of an SMP, which wasn't something new really, but the idea got me hooked. So naturally, I filled up the application and joined their Discord server, and well, it wasn't that much exciting. The server was half-baked and there was next to no moderation, which, not the most important for a passion project, but that shows how much effort went into that, or lack thereof. When the attention was too much, admins had to take action, get some moderators, and close the applications. Now, did they inform their core audience over on TikTok? No! Matter of fact, the channel is dead with all of the promotional material scrapped, what the hell? The SMP itself, by the words of accepted few, was lacking. Next to no overseeing from the admins, the lore was thrown out the window, and the online flopped almost immediately. But let's go back a little. While the hype was still on and the wait was unbearable, a separate group formed. One person in particular created a test server for all those who wished to play, which sounded great. On paper. Again. The owner quickly showed lack of care and a lust for power, even on a goddamn Minecraft server. Everything mostly went fine with that though. People had fun, and even named the server. Starforge was named after the main city on the server, and now we have a king, holy shit. So after a quick eviction notice from the local government, that's when I met Skell. The myth, the legend, the warden killer. After a good bond, we went on a few side quests, like looting an ancient city, making a citadel, and most importantly, preparing for a revolution. We got the word of an admin's wedding, not a real one, and of course we decided to crush it. With the best gear in hands and the clock ticking, we all sat down, waiting for the right moment. With me crashing, all of the pressure went on Skell, and oh did she deliver. As the question, any objections, was raised, Skellis calmly said, I object, and rushed for the kill. In an attempt to escape, the king fell to gravity, of all things. As the events were unfolding, our friend Winter set off an explosion that destroyed the whole place. Action, panic, destruction, drama! A perfect wedding if you ask me. Well, except for the groom of course. After such a show, the admin appreciate our efforts and good performance. Just kidding. He tweaked out and set off an apocalypse as a way to punish us. Very mature. The catalyst was a world on a timer, in every sense of the word. The world was about to collapse and the admin was clearly done with our shit. So we decided to get the best out of it. People started doing lore, creating art, building, and grinding for resources. The Grand Wizard Soggy, Skell is the cursed one, totally not targeted, and many others were doing great. Well, I decided to settle in the desert and seek out great power by killing the Lich. With my phasing abilities, finding an underground dungeon was an easy task. Or so I thought. And that's when disaster struck. A mishap, a glitch, nobody knows. A glitch, 100%. I fell through the bedrock, straight into the void, losing everything. So naturally, I asked the admin for help. How he responded? He fucking ghosted me. So I decided, fuck it, I'm in the void now. That's my character's fate. Due to a lack of free time and other projects at hand, that's where I decided to leave the server for a while. And when I came back, not only we had a new promising idea, but a passionate person behind it as well. As I was getting a breather from my personal business, I decided to reconnect with Briar, aka Skell. She told me about the brand new server under the new management. After a bit of chatter and details, I decided to join and help out. I reached out to our new captain, Juno, to help him out with the Discord server and ask a few questions about the SMP. Turns out we had a lot in common, so the conversation went far and great. We even decided to make my character a separate introduction. The server itself was an idea of winter vacation gone wrong, because as it turns out, the vacation is a facade for some sort of experiment and of course we can't leave. After a Small fall, I get introduced to a couple of characters and their types, in particular the locals, vacationers, and staff. With the help of 3.0, the local helper and the main wiretap for the big boss of the island, I survived, and off rip I decided to calmly question the robot about my sudden flight when just a second ago I was drifting in nothing, with my only company being the void and my insanity. The robot had no answers to that, but he did set up a meeting with his superior for me. That's when I decided to snoop around while I had the time. Since nobody was home, I welcomed myself into one of the locals' houses. They unfortunately noticed an unwanted presence, so they decided to chase me down. Due to an overwhelming speed, I knew I had to hide, so I decided to blend in with the trees. And that's how my first encounter with Anyways Notrix, a friendly yet deadly sailor, ended. After that lovely encounter, I was called to the awaiting meeting with the big man standing at Brown 5.5, Oren. I was welcomed with a warm and polite gun to the back of my head, recurrent practice as you can see. The talk was rather tense, both knew that the other side hides something, yet hesitant to make a move. Since I was an outsider, he slipped me a contract with questionable conditions. I kindly declined and quickly left the area. After that, the island itself shifted, with time freezing in place and dead silence setting in as the clock struck midnight. Oren and his little wire puppet decided to drop by and politely ask me to change my mind about the contract. A machine gun pointed to my face was a convincing argument, so I agreed. Well, for fuck's sakes, what do I do now? Don't worry, dear viewer, it's only the beginning. As I woke up from every man's worst nightmare, getting employed, I decided it's high time to make some connections. Introducing Sean, a man with 6 PhDs and zero clue of what the fuck he's doing. As I quickly found out, Sean had a plan of his own, which had more holes than his goddamn ship. Yeah, turns out the guy plans out 5 minutes into the future. So what? It's not like he's gonna mess up that bad. He shot the pirate. Look kids, murder is bad and of course we will judge and prosecute him accordingly. Yeah, I got hired to drop the guy. But in my defense, I was just enforcing the law. Did I mention that all of the characters have 2 lives? Well, now you know. When I returned to my house, Anyways paid me a visit to thank me. Little did we know, Sean was on his way filled with rage. Which I can understand, getting a bullet through your skull must suck. As we had a little chat, he showed up from the woods and shot Anyways. I quickly took out my rifle and killed Sean before he could make the next move. I helped out Notrix to get up, and then paid my respect to Sean's grave. After all, I had nothing against the guy. The story wraps up here. Since the server had some major issues, we decided to restart it, with better story, more mods, and more lore. So stay tuned for that. Okay, this is the moment where I start to ramble and you'll click off. But if you're still here, listen closely. Little journeys like this often teach us important lessons about life, how passion creates great things, how ignorance can destroy those things, and most importantly, how it unites people. I've met a lot of great people along this path, with their own stories, memories, fears, and even conflicts, but that's how friendship goes. Nothing is perfect, but anything can be resolved. So don't forget that people around you care about you and will help out when you're in need. Respect and cherish those who do, and don't let others drag you down. As always, I thank you for watching, listening, and I see you next time. Bye bye!